question is, why did you start drinking in the first place?
I really can't answer that. Peer pressure. Like a lot of people that I wanted to be friends with, they all drank, and I thought, and smoked, and to me that was cool. So slowly, I remember. I don't even remember the first time I took a drink. But I remember starting off with drinking beer, homebrew, and I started smoking when I was 13, I think. I'm not even quite sure about that. But all I know is I started smoking. I was playing music. I still play today. But living as a musician, there's a lot of pressure to smoke and do drugs and drink. And of course I went right along, I fell right into it.
I started drinking when I was 16 because I was one of those rebellious teenagers, you know. I wanted something to fill me in here, you know, I wanted to kill the pain in here, so I drank and did drugs. So.
In the first place, I think it was, I didn't know how to deal with a lot of issues. I grew up seeing my parents drink and seeing a lot of my family drink and drink. And then I didn't know how to deal with things properly. So I just started drinking because it was the nearest and easiest thing to do. And yeah.
Why did you start in the first place?
At first it was living through group homes. You're living in group homes. You're living with a lot of different people. And one of the things they learn is, you know, sometimes at an early age is to go out and party with your friends. You know, you're part of the cool group. And my cool group was people who drank. And so I figured, you know, that's the way to be, the in crowd. And that's how it got started.
At first, I started drinking because I seen other people drinking. And that was a long time ago when I was young. I was, what, 13, 14. I seen a lot of people doing drugs back then, too, and people my age and maybe older. And to fit in, I decided to do the same thing. As it progressed, it wasn't... I didn't like the way it tasted at first, but it progressed to a stage where that it wasn't for me to look good in front of people anymore. It was because I needed it. I lost control of my drinking. By the time I was 16, I was drinking heavily, constant parties. I started lacking out in school and started not sleeping properly, and then progressed into drugs.
When I asked this question, I realized that people didn't start drinking because they liked the taste of it or liked it at all. It's because either peer pressure, they wanted to fit in, or they had a pain that they just wanted in their heart that they just wanted to cover up. Now, I look around my school and I see people making fun of drunk people and saying drinking is cool. There could be kids in our school that have a pain or want to fit in. And drinking isn't a way that we want to convince people this is the way to fit in, because it's not.